Here are 12 tips to help you get started using the latest model of ChatGPT. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them below. I tend to reply within a few minutes to a couple of hours. And if you could tap the like button, letting me know this is the sort of content you want more of. Hello, my name is Marty Englander from Brainy Automations, where I teach people how to automate their asset using no-code solutions. If you want more information about that, go ahead and click the link below. But let's jump in to the video. Tip number 1 is a pretty simple one. Upgrade to Pro. You might think there's not much of a difference between free and Pro, but there really is. From ChatGPT being able to understand your text easier and clearer to providing straight to the point and more helpful answers. You can also do things like browse the web, scan pages, collate data, but ultimately the best way to describe it is like having your own personal assistant who is an expert in everything, taken to the next level when you've got Pro. Tip number 2 is customizing your ChatGPT. And what I mean by that is that when we head over to the settings, you can click on Customize ChatGPT. Inside here is what you can tell ChatGPT to address you as and how to respond to you. For example, if you have a very methodical mind and you need it to provide step-by-step instructions with everything you ask, you can set those instructions in here. Or let's say you want ChatGPT to use examples in things that you understand. So if you're trying to learn science and you're a table tennis player, well, it will actually give examples of table tennis science to help you understand. You can also ask it to stop being so formal or so casual with you if you want it to refer to you as a certain way. And by you filling out this information, it actually gives ChatGPT as much insight and framework to help communicate with you better. Tip number 3 is connecting to your online storage. Many people don't know this, but they've now integrated Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive. So you can actually connect your cloud storage so you can quickly access and upload files. This is pretty nifty if you work from the cloud a lot or you don't want to navigate all over the place just to grab a file. Tip number 4 is all about understanding the difference between suggestive talk and instructional talk. Round about 90% of people are in fact a suggestive talker, meaning we talk with our hands, we talk with our expression, facial expressions and body language. So the person who is receiving the information from us is in fact understanding everything we're saying. An example of this is if I say your name, let's pretend your name is my name, Marty, in different ways. For example, Marty, Marty, Marty. Whilst I said the exact same thing, I said it in a suggestive tone. One was serious, the other was inquisitive, and one was gentle. ChatGPT does have an idea of semantics, but it's not quite there yet. So you can't be suggestive when you're talking to ChatGPT. You actually need to be instructional. So an example of instructional is picking up my mobile phone. Now you might think it's just one swift action, but it's not. The action is hover over the phone, move your hand towards the phone, clench your fist slightly, keeping your fingers open a little bit, grab the phone, lift the phone up, and you get the gist. If you find yourself talking instructional, you'll get much better responses from ChatGPT than you would suggestive. Tip number 5 is the mindset of task completion. If you try to give ChatGPT big task, it might do an okay job, but it won't do amazing. What we actually need to do is break down those own tasks so we can get ChatGPT to do individual tasks, because that is where ChatGPT thrives. An example of this, let's say you want to write a blog. When we're writing a blog, there's actually many components of it. We need to brainstorm. So brainstorm ideas of a blog for dog training. So now it's created some ideas for dog training. Next, we want to create an outline of the blog. So we can say, create an outline of 1.2. And 1.2 will be basic obedience, potty training tip. And now it's creating the outline. Then we would say, create a few paragraphs for number 1. And just like that, we can really get the best out of ChatGPT by giving it step-by-step instructions and giving it in the format of tasks rather than big overall things for it to do. Tip 6 is garbage in, garbage out. You need to be informative when you're talking to ChatGPT. Simply giving it a command like write a blog is nowhere near enough information to get ChatGPT to do a good job. What you need to be doing is giving it clear, concise information. So you want to say something along the lines of your goal, the format you want the blog, the tone, the length of sentences, if you want it formal or casual or educational, and it goes on. But the important thing is the more details, the more information and the more knowledge you can feed ChatGPT, the better the outcome will be. Think about it. If you're talking to someone and they're trying to explain a story to you, but they've not given you all the facts of the story, you're going to have a few blank spots. You're going to be like, what are you talking about? That bit doesn't make sense. And then they're like, oh yes, it's because of this. And then you say, oh right, that makes a bit more sense. We need to connect the dots for ChatGPT, and the best thing I can say to you is apply the 20-80 rule, which is 20% of the effort should be put in by you. That is providing the relevant information and all the fine details. And then the 80% of the heavy lifting is done by ChatGPT, where it goes, it researches, it creates, and it formats, and it does everything that you've actually asked it to do. Tip 7 is familiarizing yourself with GPTs. So in the sidebar, you can click Explore GPT, and what a GPT is a pre-built bot for you that has been trained to do specific things. For example, some of these apps, this Canva app will create presentations, logos, and social media posts. So this will be better for graphic design sort of things. If you want it to do writing and what's not, it's probably best to try and find something else. If you're looking for a more educational side of things, perhaps the Universal Primer would be a better thing because it's been catered on how to learn things or how to teach or the best formats for people to learn, and it's been trained on that sort of data. But in a nutshell, it's just done for you bots or done for you GPTs for specific things. Do you remember how I said earlier on that GPT thrives when it comes to task completion? Well, these are task-orientated bots designed to help you with specific tasks like learning or writing or graphic or cooking or going to the gym. There are so many GPTs, and it's vital that you learn all about this because this will likely be the future of ChatGPT. Tip number 8 is creating your own GPT. Now, if you're a business or someone who has your own ideas and you want to craft something that will just give you the things that you need in the format that you want, or using the information that you have, you can actually create your own GPTs. So you would head over to Explore GPTs and then create. And it's in this area that you would name your GPT, give it the instructions, and then you can test it. So let me show you a already built GPT that I've created. This is a GPT bot called the Aggressive Marketer. And what I want to do here is to quickly summarize product pages in the format of a newsletter I can send it to some subscribers. So what I'll do, I'll head over to a website that has lots of product that I'm looking to promote. I'll take the URL of this product and then throw it into the Aggressive Marketer. What it's done is it's read the URL and now it's creating an HTML email newsletter that I can use in my email sending. And I'll pull it into here, and this is what it will look like on the front end. So you can see it's fully optimized, it's got URLs, bullet points, and everything that I would actually want for an email. But this is the beauty of creating your own GPT. You can have anything formatted in any way, and you can train it off your own data so it gives pinpoint information that you can trust. Tip 9 is downloading the ChatGPT app on your phone. Just head over to your Play Store or App Store, type in ChatGPT, and this is the one you want to download. You have further enhancements inside the ChatGPT, like you can use it on the go, detecting things, getting it to read out loud to you, and you can also make it a bit more conversational, as if you're messaging a friend. But having it in your arsenal on your phone anywhere in the world is super handy. Tip 10 is using the app to help you solve everyday problems, or you just need some general help with things. For example, I have a cup of mocha in front of me. For those of you who are not sure what a mocha is, it's a hot chocolate and coffee together. But let's pretend I don't know what it looks like, but I really like the look of it. In the phone app, I'll click the camera, hover over, and I'll take a picture. Do okay. And now I'm going to say, what is the liquid in the cup? Now, I'll be really impressed if it says mocha, but I'm kind of hoping it'll say hot chocolate or something like that. So we've asked it, what is the liquid in the cup? And what's really interesting is that it's done a pretty good job. It's said it's either a coffee or a hot chocolate, and then it's analysed the froth around the edges, saying it could be a latte, cappuccino, or similar beverage with milk or cream. So then I could say, how would I make a latte? And now it's giving us the main ingredients. Tip number 11 is use ChatGPT to explain really complex things with one command. So let's say you want to know how SEO works. Now this all looks very complicated to me, so this one command will make everything easy. Explain it as if you were talking to a child. And there we have it. And using this style prompting is nothing to be ashamed of, because we all need to learn how to walk before we can run. So we break down complex things into simple language. And lastly, tip number 12, every single conversation you have with ChatGPT is stored on ChatGPT servers. Now they say it's encrypted, but ChatGPT is using our conversations to train its own data. In other words, everything we input is used so ChatGPT can train itself and get better and better for us. If you don't want ChatGPT to train off your data, there is a simple thing you can do. In the drop down menu right here, click on temporary chat, do continue, and when this input field is black, you now know it's temporary chat. So whilst it will be stored on their service for up to 30 days, for safety reasons, ChatGPT will not use your data, your information to train its algorithm. And if you want to get out of that, once again, go back here and toggle the temporary chat. I do hope you enjoyed this 12 tips about ChatGPT. If you have any questions, drop them below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.